It's summertime again, and it's time to review some great fans. This is Superfan's Wi-Fi based DuoCool fan. Let's review it. Okay, so this is the box it comes in, and it's pretty much eco-friendly like the old Q series video which I've done. I'll leave links in the description. So this one's called the DuoCool, and it's actually from Superfan, who have won the Appliance of the Year. They are based out of India, obviously, and this is a BLDC fan, and it's a normal standard size, 4 feet, 1200 mm, consumes 35 watts on full speed. This one's the pearl color, and it's got a checklist on the box itself, so everything is here so that you can actually know what's inside. And it's packed very neatly. Let's cut it open and see what's inside. And you always remember, these guys have always been good into, saving the environment and not using any kind of plastics in their box. And it's the same story now as well. So you can see it's beautifully packed. It's a very compact size box as well. And you can see that everything is so neatly kept here. And that triangle represents the logo of Superfan. It's also inside. And you can see here, everything here is nicely laid out in this format. The motors in the center, and you have these end caps. They're also sort of black in color. The fan's supposed to be pearl, so let's have a look. So let's open the motor cover. That's again wrapped in this nice cloth, and you can see this beautiful little BLDC motor, and supposed to have a light there. And let's see at the back, it's got some ratings there. Power saving, I think 5-star rated fan. Made in India, and 1200 mm, as I mentioned, 35 watts on full speed, and nice looking device. It's pretty heavy, this thing in the middle. I'll just leave it back there for now. And let's also open up the other boxes here. So we have some sort of accessory box. They've done some changes in their packaging. So you have some more things here, like for example this beautiful remote. It still remains the same from the Q series last time. It is a glow in the dark remote. And it's got some binding wires for it to avoid being falling down, and some accessories, your STD box to fasten that fan, and there are some screws and bolts. So nicely kept in this box here. Let's also see what else is here. I think it's pretty much everything else here is kept in that box. You have the blades here, and this one is the super cool Q series fan blade. So now remember, this is the same Q series fan, but it's got the DuoCool option, which means it has an upgraded chip in it which kind of supports Wi-Fi. So you might have issues installing it, so they've given a customer service number. So I can see some end rods over here as well. So you have this is about 1 feet long, standard size. Let's take out the blades, and this is going to be the highlight of this fan. I mean, it's Wi-Fi, which is great, but what differentiates Superfan from the rest of the companies is this blade design. Now this let me show you this angle which they have, which mounts this to the motor, is really unique to any other fan, right? And I mean, there are other BLDC fans in the market, but this one has this certain angle. It kind of slices the air in a different path, so that kind of makes it really quiet. I'm not saying it's the quietest fan I've heard, but it is relatively quiet. So if you haven't seen my other review for the Q series fans, do have a look at it, and that kind of makes sense. And look at the way this fan looks. I mean, it's got this nice black and white finish. It's actually supposed to be pearl white, and it's beautifully finished. I think the matte finish cover on top here is a differentiator. I mean, you used to get like shiny covers for that, and there is a light behind that. We'll see that a bit later. And you can just see that the sticker is actually coming off. I kind of put it back together and it was fine. I thought it was a defect, but it wasn't. And these are all aluminum blades, pretty lightweight, and the remote is awesome. So if you want to see more about this remote, you can see it in my other video. I've got a detailed explanation. It's a pretty different looking remote, and it's very compact in size. It doesn't have numbers like some of the other fan remotes. It's just 3 modes along with some other functionalities. We'll come to that later. And that blade, this angle is so unique, right? I mean, it's totally twisted at a certain angle, so that's kind of a big differentiator for this fan. let's see it in another angle. Look at that. I mean, it's not just bent. I mean, it's kind of a nice twisty look to it. So they have done some sort of scientific tuning in terms of having this bent at a certain angle, and you can see that. I'm just trying to show you in different angles possible because this is important. So so I finally got an electrician to help me fix the fan up, and it is right now fixed. It looks pretty normal when you actually fix it. It doesn't look like it's anything great or something different. Of course, when you turn it on, you have those lights blinking. That's the Superfan logo as well. And with all BLDC fans, there is a small lag, and when you switch it on, it does take about a second, and it does give you a slight sound, like some sort of a small bell strike. So that's normal as well. And that light stays on if you switch off the fan with the remote. So let's straight away start off with the noise test. And you can see here, the room is pretty quiet, but it still shows about 21-22 decibels. So this is at speed 1, I'm guessing. Let's go to the medium speed. So the medium section, that's the middle button of the remote. And then of course we have the high speed mode, which is called high on the remote. So let's switch it on to that. And every time you use the remote, you can see that the fan light blinks. It kind of indicates that you're changing something. So let's do it now. Yeah, this is on full speed. Yeah, so you can see the average is about 56 to 60. It says quiet office, sort of busy traffic area, but it's probably because of the noise I'm making. But yeah, it is kind of quite good. So let's go through the functions of the remote in detail right now. I mean, I'm in a little, dull lighting here, but just bear with me. So this is a pretty simple looking remote. The fan is actually switched on, and then what we're going to do now is turn it on and see how it sounds. So I put it on low power right now, so it's functioning. And this is the sound you hear of the fan. Okay, and then I'll just put it on medium. So this is medium speed. Then I'm going to put it on high speed. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's a significant difference from medium to high, so it really goes fast. And apart from that, this also has some cool features like wellness mode, right? Eco mode, which means they've tuned the fan speed to a certain power consumption level. So I'm guessing this is about 10 watts. And then you have this AC mix, which means if you have an AC, it'll work with an AC mode mix. It's nothing but just fine tuning of the speed. There's nothing extraordinary that it does. And then there's something called as wellness mode, which they're given again another speed setting by default. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so they've given different speed settings. And then you have some more buttons over here. So this is basically to kind of reduce the speed. So let's say you go to medium, right? Now it's in medium speed. Now I still want to reduce this to say slightly lower levels. So you can use this button over here, and the speed will actually come down a bit. So you have two different levels of adjustments even in that. So that's what you can see here. It lets you bring down the speed a bit. And then you have the sea breeze mode, right? This is really cool because let's see what happens here. So the fan will go down to the lowest speed, okay? And then yeah, it automatically plays around with the speed. It's called the sea breeze mode, so automatically reduces and increases speed. So now it's running on full speed. Again, it's going to come down. So it's interesting mode over there. And then you of course have the 6-hour timer and you have a 2-hour timer, two different buttons. I really haven't explored why that is, but that's how it is. And this one runs on a CR2032 battery, very easy to find, very cheap to replace, very handy light remote, and it's glow in the dark. So the app, now it's called My Superfan app. You can find it on Play Store as well as your Android store, and you can just install it. You'll have to register. It's the same process where you see you'll have to do every bit of it, getting it to install. You need your email address and etc. etc. So once you do it, having the fan added is pretty simple. So the moment you start this app, it kind of shows you Superfan, and once you click on that, you will have to kind of reset the fan by switching on and switching off the buttons on your wall plug about 10 times at 1 second intervals if you have to reset it. But if it's a new fan, you can just go to your Wi-Fi network and you'll see that the fan is actually showing up on your Wi-Fi connection. Connect to it despite the fact that you don't have an internet connection. Just say OK and continue with the connection so that the app recognizes your fan, and then your app will actually add your internet connection via this app onto the fan. So this does take a little bit of effort. Sometimes it doesn't work fine, but once you do it, it's pretty comfortable. I mean, it's kind of going to be a breeze. You don't have to do this every time, and you can add the fan to different rooms because you might have 2 floors and you might have different fans. So you can choose a name. You can choose to name whatever you want for the fan as well, not just call it Superfan, but I'm calling it Superfan. So let's do that. And that's it. I mean, the app is installed. Now, what I didn't realize was how well this app was actually designed. Let me tell you why. So the moment you actually open the fan app and you look at your fan, you can see that it actually shows you different modes right here, including the ones that are on the remote. And okay, that's something which everyone does, but look at this part. The moment you start the fan, it's showing you the RPM and it's also showing you the power consumption. I mean, there are very few apps which I've seen which do something like this. And it's also got the timer option, and it's also having an energy consumption meter, which kind of tells you how much you're going to use. Not that this fan is going to make a big difference like a geyser or something heavy like an AC, but look at this. I mean, it's in the medium sport. Whatever speed you use it, it's going to show you the power consumption along with the RPM. Now I'm just showing you the app, but the fan's actually running. And you can also get error messages on the app like this, what you just saw. But then look at this. I mean, on the most slowest speed, it's consuming 6 watts at 125 rotations per minute. And this is so nice. I mean, you kind of know how much power this fan is actually consuming. Medium speed consumes about 14 watts. And then at full speed, it goes up to 35 watts. And the medium speed shows 200 revolutions per minute or rotations per minute. And at high speed, the maximum speed is 260. Now, I'm not sure how accurate the RPM here is, or it's just showing you the RPM. But I mean, that's cool. The power consumption at least is fluctuating. So hopefully that actually is the right value. And this is awesome. I mean, you can also set schedules. For example, if you're coming back from work at a certain time, you can actually add a schedule so that it starts cooling your room along with your AC probably. And you can do different things here. And the app is very intuitive. You can actually learn. And they have other things coming up as well in the app, like, customizing the AC cooling, for example. And I'm sure they have a lot of other products coming as well. It's a self-learning app, so nothing complex in it. Maybe just installing the fan, probably you will have some trouble, but otherwise it's kind of easy. Now, this is a voice controllable fan with Alexa or Google. So you need to install the Superfan skill in Alexa for it to work. So once you link your account, which means it will take you back to the Superfan app once you install the skill, you'll have to put your password and all your details and then authorize it. So you really feel happy once you see that message that the fan is successfully linked. And once you do that, it's kind of a different level of magic, right? I mean, you have Alexa, which can be spoken to, and you can actually play around with your fan speed settings just by talking to it. Let's see an example over here.
So let's see if this works. Alexa,
can you switch on Superfan?
Okay.
Perfect, it works. Alexa, can you increase the speed of Superfan? Alexa, increase speed of Superfan. Okay, now it's at medium speed. Alexa, increase speed of Superfan. Okay, it works. Alexa, can you switch off Superfan? Great. Alexa, can you switch on Superfan? Alexa, increase speed of Superfan. Alexa, switch off Superfan. Okay, this is good. All in all, this is an amazing fan. It's relatively quiet compared to some of its competition, and it comes with a beautiful app along with, some great features and nice looking remote, and the fan itself is aesthetically nice to look at. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So that's my review about the Superfan DuoCool, which is a new release from Superfan. They have this fan in different color options, and what I have here is the black and white. They have different color options, up to 4 different versions of it, and you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Nice website as well. Do check it out. I'll leave links in the description whenever they're available. Do check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you on the next one. Bye.